Hi there, and welcome to a brand new tutorial all about Trimble SketchUp. I'm John Riddle, and today we are going to cover all the basics for SketchUp, and we're going to use SketchUp Free, which is the online version, and it's available at no cost. It's ideal for beginners and amateurs. And by the way, these basics that we're showing you today are also good and can be used with all the paid versions of SketchUp. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Catch the link in the video description to access SketchUp Free. Select Start Modeling and sign in with a Trimble account if you have not already done so. The home page displays all your latest projects. You can select Open from Device to load projects in SKP format, or choose Create New to start a new project. The project opens with a large workspace showing a default human figure in 3 axes. The red axis represents width, the green axis represents depth, and the blue axis represents height from the ground plane, defined by the red and green axes. On the left, you can find the toolbar with the main drawing tools you can use. On the right, you can open panels, such as Instructor, which provides guidance for the selected tool, especially useful for beginners. Close this panel for now to enlarge the preview. Enable the Line tool to draw consecutive segments on the workspace. You can define each segment by moving the cursor or by typing an exact value for the length in the bottom right corner, applying with the Enter key. If the measurement units are not correct, open Model Info on the right and adjust the units and precision for length, area, volume, and angles. To finish drawing, press the Escape key or close the shape. When a shape is enclosed, its surface appears filled in a different color. Press Escape to cancel a drawing in progress, or use Ctrl or Command and Z to undo completed actions. Use the mouse wheel to zoom in and improve precision while drawing. From the toolbar, open the complete list of tools by clicking at the bottom and select one of the Arc tools to draw arcs. Use the Rectangle tool to define a rectangle by fixing the 2 opposite corners. You can also use the Circle or Polygon tools to drop regular shapes. By default, these shapes are drawn on the ground plane, unless you use the arrow keys to change the drawing plane. For example, you can draw a shape perpendicular to a specific axis by selecting the appropriate direction. You can also add annotations and text. Open the 3D Text tool and enter your text content, adjusting font family, style, and also size, defined as height. Decide whether to fill the text or apply extrusion. If extrusion is disabled, the text remains flat in 2D. If enabled, the text becomes a 3D object with the specified extrusion depth. Now let's see how to navigate within the workspace. On the left, select the Pan tool to move across the preview by clicking and dragging. Use the Orbit tool to rotate the view in 3D by clicking and dragging. SketchUp provides several drawing aids. For example, when drawing a segment, it takes the same color as the axis it is parallel to. The same applies to shapes, which assume the color of the axis they are perpendicular to. While drawing, you can snap to vertices, midpoints, centers, but also edges, paths, and faces. You also get dotted guidelines to help align elements across directions and intersections. Open the Model Info panel on the right to enable or disable snapping options for length and angles. Now let's move to a new project and see how to draw in 3D, for example, a simple house. Use the Rectangle tool to draw the base, considering the scale of the human figure. You can combine multiple rectangles to create more complex layouts. In this case, enable the Select tool and click on Unwanted Borders and press Backspace to remove them, ensuring the base is clean and connected. Next, enable the Push-Pull tool and click on the base to extrude it and on a face to adjust its depth. To create the roof, use the Line tool to draw across the midpoints of the top edges. Remove unnecessary lines as needed and drop other lines to set where the roof will slope. Then switch to the Select tool, hold the Shift key to select the main roof edges, enable the Move tool, and move them upward, aligning along the blue axis to form the roof shape. You can enable the Line tool to add a cornice. Draw a line to define its size and connect it to the opposite side. Switch to the Select tool. Select one of the small segments, use Ctrl or Command and C to copy, and Ctrl or Command and V to paste, and place it on the center. Then, join all these segments together to define the cornice shape and remove any unnecessary lines. At this point, enable the Push-Pull tool and click and drag to add extrusion, creating the desired effect. You can repeat the same process on the other sides by drawing the guideline for the cornice size and using Push-Pull to add extrusion by pushing the house side. If needed, use the Line tool to define areas to remove, then apply Push-Pull to push away those sections. Repeat this process for all sides as required. Now let's create a door and a window. Use the Rectangle tool to draw a rectangle on a wall and drop a door. Then select the Offset tool. Click inside the rectangular area and set a distance to create the frame. Remove any unnecessary lines and use the Push-Pull tool to add extrusion to the frame. To make a hole, select the door area and press Backspace. You can follow the same steps to create a window by placing a rectangle on the wall, an offset for a frame, and the Push-Pull tool to add extrusion. Now let's add components inside the house. If the roof is visible, it may block the view. Select all roof elements by holding the Shift key and clicking on them. Then, right-click and choose Hide. This allows you to access the interior. To add components, open the 3D Warehouse panel on the right. This opens a browser where you can search for ready-to-use models. For example, a table. We can pick this one and click Download. This file uses an OBJ file format. This model will appear in the Workspace, allowing you to place it inside the house. If the object is too large, select the Scale tool and use the handles to resize it. Use Ctrl or Command and Z to undo if needed. Make sure to scale from the corner handles to maintain proportions and avoid distortion. If you need to display measurements, use the Dimension tool to place them along edges. Click on a line, then click again to position the measurement label in the Workspace. Repeat this for any other length as needed. Use the Text tool to display area measurement and annotations. Now let's apply materials to make the model more realistic. If the roof is still hidden, open the display panel on the right and head to Unhide All. At this point, select any surface, such as a wall face, and open the Entity Info panel to select any material to its front or back side. This default list may be limited. To access more options, open the Materials panel on the right. Browse through the available categories, such as asphalt, brick, and many others. Select a material and click on any face or area to apply it. If you need additional materials, open the 3D Warehouse and search for more, heading to Materials at the top. For example, download a material for the roof or for wood surfaces. These materials are saved in SKM format. Once downloaded, you can click on your preview to apply it where you like. The new materials downloaded will also appear in your materials list for future use when you select any object. Open the Shadows panel to enable shadows, adjusting time and date for the sunlight. You can also add fog if needed. Now let's see how to edit objects. Enable the Select tool and click on any face or edge to select it. Click elsewhere to deselect. To select multiple objects, click and drag from left to right to include only fully enclosed elements. Drag from the right to left to select all elements touched by the selection area, including objects covered by others. To cut, copy, or paste, select an object and use Ctrl or Command and X, C, or V. Use Ctrl or Command and Z to undo actions. Use the Move tool to move objects, such as the entrance frame. Select it entirely, then enable the Move tool and click and drag it. Use the Scale tool to resize the selected objects as shown. If the geometry is connected, other objects will also be affected by the modification. To save your project, use the Save button in the top left corner. The project is stored in the home page of your Trimble account, accessible at any time. The free plan includes up to 10 gigabytes of storage. Hey, thank you for watching this tutorial on SketchUp, and be sure to check the link in the video description to access SketchUp. And then be sure to visit our YouTube channel and our website, where you'll find more tips on CAD design, and be sure to explore all our artificial intelligence tools.